Hello and welcome to another episode of Creative Minds with Emily Eva Makes. My name's Emily and you can find me on Instagram with the same name, Emily Eva Makes. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about this last week because it has been a tough one, mental health wise, which is the whole point of this podcast, to talk about mental health and share our stories a little bit. So I'm hoping it might make me feel a little bit better. We'll see. I have to start off by saying one of the reasons that this week has been difficult, I have to acknowledge, is because I'm on my period and hormones. I hate hormones. But anyway, one of the things that really got me down this week was that I went to the doctor's on Thursday to have a look at some x-rays that we'd done of my legs because about 10 years ago, I had surgery on both legs to straighten them because my knees would come together and then the bottom half of my legs would kind of splay out. So I had surgery on both legs to try and straighten them, and I've had plates put in both legs. And for a while now, I've had this kind of lump on the left side, just below the knee. And I don't know if maybe it's scar tissue or something, but it wasn't right, and it's occasionally quite painful. It comes and goes. It's not painful all the time, but it was getting quite painful. And after La Real Madrid, actually, it was really painful for about a week, particularly where that lump is. So I went and had asked them to x-ray them again because they've not been looked at since I had it done, because I had these done in the UK before I moved to Spain. I've been here nearly 9 years and not once have they looked at them. So I figured it was about time we checked how they were doing. So I went on Thursday to look at the x-ray and see what's going on. And it turns out that that lump that I've got just under the knee is the plate itself. It's bent a little bit. So that was not good news. They don't know exactly what to do with it, whether to do anything or not. For now, they've sent the x-rays to the trauma doctors to see what they think and whether they want to do anything. Eventually, it will probably need replacing, putting a new one in entirely, which is going to be horrible. But for now, they're just going to keep an eye on it. So I have another x-ray every 6 months and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was not good news. So that put me in a bit of a funk for the week. And then yesterday, I don't know what happened. As I say, hormones, I think, more than anything. Because I had a good day, really. I went out with my flatmate in the morning. We went to the Sierra Nevada, which is a local shopping centre. Went to Primark to buy lots of things, which we'd been planning to do for ages and never got around to doing. So we went and did all this shopping. And then we went to my friend's bar in Granada and to have some lovely food, because he does great tapas, really good tapas. And plates of food as well, not just the free tapas, but obviously free tapas is good. So we went there and saw my friend for a bit, and then I went and did a little bit more shopping and went home. She went off to go and watch the rugby in an Irish pub in Granada, and I went home. But sounded like a good day, and I enjoyed it while I was there. And then I get home and I just turn into this grumpy, miserable mess, and I honestly don't really know why. I started having all these thoughts about how, because sometimes I don't hear what somebody's saying properly. I don't know if I've got a problem with my hearing or just when there's a lot of background noise or what, but sometimes I don't exactly understand what I've heard properly. And it can get a bit embarrassing to have to ask like 3 times, sorry, what did you say? What? So I just kind of, guess at what they've said or just try and kind of nod and smile sometimes. And I felt like I'd done that a lot of times with my flatmate yesterday morning. And I felt like she was getting annoyed with me and that she couldn't wait to leave, which is not true. I know it's not true. And I kept telling myself this all yesterday. But I felt like she didn't want to be with me, that she wanted to leave. And there's also been conversations occasionally about, what can we do in the future? Are we going to stay here forever kind of thing? And I feel like she's just dying to leave and go somewhere else, which again is not true. We're perfectly fine. We're getting on really well. We enjoy living together. But yesterday, I just felt like that friendship is dying, that she doesn't like me anymore. She doesn't want to spend any time with me anymore. She doesn't want to be here anymore. And none of it's true. I told her this morning and she went, "You're being ridiculous." I was like, I know I'm being ridiculous, but this is what was going through my head. And then I felt like also that my friend didn't want us to be there, the one whose bar we went to, that he wasn't pleased to see us, that he didn't want us to be there, that he didn't want to talk to us. And again, I have to remind myself, of course he does. Of course he does, but he's working. So, if you go and see him at work, he's not going to be able to sit and chat with you for ages. That's what happens. It's normal. But I felt like he didn't want to see us. He didn't want to talk to us. Maybe I've done something. Maybe I've upset him somehow. Ridiculous. And then even with my boyfriend, I felt like he wasn't really that keen on seeing me lately, that he tries to make plans because he feels some obligation to see me, not because he actually wants to, which again is a load of nonsense, total nonsense, but just all these weird thoughts going through my head. And then I was getting really annoyed at our cat, because he sometimes, especially in the evenings, he goes a bit mental. He's a cat. That's what they do. They go mental in the evenings. They wake up, they want to run around and play loads. And he was trying to get my attention and he wanted to play. And I was in a bad mood. I didn't want to. So I was just getting annoyed with him. And it's not his fault. He's just doing what he does, what's in his nature. But I was in such a bad mood. And I was trying to knit, because that usually calms me down. Wasn't really getting anywhere. I was trying to watch programs that I know I like, or that maybe were a bit sad, to try and get it out or something. I don't know. Nothing was really working. And then my flatmate comes home, and she's all like hyper because she's had a good afternoon, good day, and she's a little bit drunk and she wants to chat. And I'm just like, no, I'm grumpy. So I was no fun. And that didn't help, because then I thought, she just thinks I'm no fun. So yeah, all this craziness in my head all day. And so in the evening, I went and hid away in my room, because I didn't want to inflict my bad mood on her anymore. I went and sat in my room, and I did something to try and help with my mental health, which is what I want to show you today. One of the things that I do when I'm in these kind of bad moods, or, struggling, whatever, with mental things, anxiety and stuff, and paranoia. That was all paranoia yesterday. Craziness. One of the things I do is to write about it. Like I have a little diary. I don't write in it every day. Sometimes I go months without writing anything. But I do find that writing can really help, especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed, or when I've got loads of these negative thoughts and stuff, to write it down and just kind of get it out in a productive way, in a constructive way, rather than just, screaming and shouting, which is what I probably wanted to do, to be honest. So one of the things I do is write. So I wanted to show you, I'm not going to show you what I wrote, because that's very personal. It was basically just all of the things I was thinking. But I wanted to show you some of the things I've got, because I find writing so useful, so helpful. And I'm a little bit of a stationery freak. I love to buy stationery, and then I don't know what to do with it. So I have lots and lots of things. But I think what's really important to have at home, if you like writing, and I really recommend that you take up writing, even just occasionally, when you're feeling a bit off, do some writing, write it down, get it out. So you should always have good notebooks around, and good pens, good stationery. Even if you only use a couple of pages and then you never write in it again, at least you have it there as an option. So I wanted to show you some of the beautiful notebooks I've got. I mean, some of them are just very simple things. For a while I did bullet journaling, which became very popular. So I've got some that are just very bog standard little notebooks. This is a bullet journal one. Let me show you a page that I don't mind sharing. What have we got? All sorts of random stuff. I use this actually for some planning lessons at work as well. All sorts of stuff in here. I just want to show you a page where you can see all the dots. There's nothing I can show you. I'll tell you what, I'll just do that. There you go. So you can't see what I'm writing. But it's one of these little notebooks that has lots of little dots all over the page, which makes it very easy for you to draw grids, to draw little pictures as well. There's lots of doodling that you can do on there, make lots of little planning things. You can put your own calendar in there, and there's little habit trackers and stuff, so you can check how many glasses of water you're drinking a day or whatever. I used it for a while to try and stop smoking. Failed. But hey, never mind. I've got this one again, as it's also a bullet planner, and you can see that it's got these dots on the cover as well. This is a really nice, soft, kind of leathery feel almost. It's not leather, but it feels like that a little bit. And this one is empty. I haven't even used this one. I planned to do more bullet journaling, and that's why I bought this, to start a new one in, and then I stopped bullet journaling. I got into it for about a year maybe, and then I just found that as much as I like doing it, I like setting up the months and having it this really pretty place to write everything, and it being all organised. But became a real chore to set up each month to get everything ready so that you can use it. And I just want to use it. And there are things where you can print out like templates and stuff for the different months and things and just stick it all in, but it's still a chore to stick it all in. And I just got bored of it. So I don't bullet journal anymore, but I do have loads of different little notebooks to write around in. This one I love. I just want to drink tea and knit. Absolutely. This was a present from someone, and I love it. And this you can see where I have actually done proper setups. 2019, I did all my calendar and stuff, and lots of different drawings and different designs. I had stuff about the things I was casting on and knitting that month, these different shawls. I tried to draw them as they were. Random doodles and things. This one I really like because it's full of like different colours and different drawings and things, and I had a different theme each month. So that was like a coffee theme. Because it was back to work in September. And I like how I did all my little projects that I was knitting at the time. There's my Enchanted Mesa by Stephen West Knits. And this was a gorgeous shawl that I did from Corrada Lark. Lots of little things. Beautiful. Things that I finished, things that I cast on. Oh, and something very important to do in these bullet journals, if you're going to do them, is a page where you can just like complain. Write little notes about all the annoying little things that have happened. So I'm going to show you the page, but it has a swear word on it in big letters. So I'm warning you now, this is not suitable. Not suitable for many people. That's what I did. And it's very kind of therapeutic to just kind of see that and go, yeah, that's how I feel. And then just write little notes all over it about all the things that annoyed you. But at the same time, you also then have to do a nice page, smile, and write all the good things that happened. So I do really like these things. And look, and then in October, I did it all kind of witchy and scrolls and stuff. It's very cool. So I used to really enjoy doing these bullet journals, but you can imagine how much time it takes to set these things up, to draw these little boxes and little pictures and stuff, you know? So I just got bored of it. And my little pictures in the corner, doodles and stuff. I loved bullet journaling, but it just became too much. And then I tried to do a funky thing for December. So yeah, there was about a year maybe where I did all these things. What was that? Oh, and I had a little section at the back where I could test out all my different pens. And these are some of the icons that you can draw. This is a kind of reference thing. So yeah, bullet journaling is a lot of fun. But I moved from that to just writing in general. So then I've got some pretty notebooks. This was actually a diary, 2014, obviously. But I don't know, I try and write in it and just kind of cross out the days and then just writing it at random, because obviously the days are not the same anymore, but I haven't really used it very much. But it's very, very pretty. It's got some beautiful papers and drawings and stuff in it all the way through. So there's that one. There's my little witchy spell book. No, it's just a diary, but it says magic spells on it. This was very cool. This is from a place called Ale Hop, which is quite a famous shop, at least here in Spain. I don't know if they if they're more international. This one I just use as a diary, but it's got maps and things and funky things on each page. Goodbye 2020, hello 2021. This one is absolutely full. But this one I just wrote in as a diary. I didn't do the bullet journal stuff. And then this is the one I'm using at the moment, which I got from the Disney store because I love Disney. Love the Disney store, and it's just a beautiful little thing. And of course it's purple and pink, and I love purple and pink, so there we go. And it's got like golden pages, all the edges all golden. Beautiful. And this is what I'm writing in at the moment, which again I'm just using as a kind of diary, and all the pages look like this. They're just lined with a little picture in the corner. And then I have little mini ones. This one I use to write notes in for the podcast. This one came free from Antonio Bigonet's advent calendar shawl from Save the Sheep, with a russet shawl. And I think they did another one for the latest Cal. They've just started a new one for the Logenia sheep, which is a breed of sheep native to Grenada, or close to Grenada anyway. So I think they gave a new notebook in that one as well, but I didn't buy that one because I'm running out of money. I can't sign up for every cow. I just can't. And then this one as well, which is absolutely gorgeous. This was from Paperchase, which I bought in the UK. I don't know if we have a Paperchase in Spain. I've never seen one here, but I miss it. Paperchase was great for stationery. They had so many beautiful things, and it has this little magnetic cover, and then some beautiful pages inside, and it's just lined, I think. Yeah, it's just lined. And originally, I set this up as a kind of reference book for knitting. So I've got a couple of patterns in here that I was working on. Sometimes you can find free knitting patterns and crochet patterns and stuff online, but like in a blog, so you have to have the blog open all the time. So what I often do is I will just write out the instructions somewhere else. So I've got some of those in here, free patterns. I apparently have my own pattern. I didn't realise I'd written a pattern of my own, apparently. A beginner's chunky cowl. Apparently I tried to make my own pattern. Interesting. And then at the back, I put in some things about different cast-ons and bind-offs and stuff that I was learning to try and make a reference. I've only got a couple in here at the moment. Yeah, different kinds of cast-on and bind-off. I've learned loads more since then, and I didn't keep this up to date. So I think if I were to do it now, it would take quite a while. I don't know if I will. I might just start using it for something else. But anyway. But there's a collection of all my different notebooks. And of course, to go with that, you have to have lots of pens. I'm not going to show you everything because I have so much. I have drawers full of like pens and pencils and colouring pencils and stuff, all sorts of things. But I like little fine liners, so I got this little pack of purpley ones because I love purple and pink. This is a theme, you know this by now. I got some brush markers, which have one side that's a real fine liner and the other side is a brush, which is supposed to be good for that fancy calligraphy lettering. But I haven't really practiced very much. I'm not very good at it. So I need to do some more practice, really. And then I have things like this. Like I've just got a box. This was a Ferrero Rocher box. I love the Ferrero Rocher boxes. And it's just full of all sorts of different pens. So I've got a load of these little gel biros from Bic, Penmate, I think, Papermate, whatever. I've got one of these huge markers that's metal black, apparently. I've got metal gold and stuff in there. I've got the liquid gel pens. I've got fancy biros. I've got highlighters. More metallic pens. I've got silver and gold. And somewhere, although not in here, I don't think. No, there's a couple of pencils in there. And lots of different colours. But somewhere I also have fountain pens because I really like writing with fountain pens. Like, again, I can't do proper calligraphy. I would need to practice more. But I just like having nice pens. And if you have a nice, pretty notebook and a nice pen that you like to write in, it's the best thing. And as I say, it really, really helps when you're in a bit of a funk, as I have been this week. Yesterday, as I say, I was grumpy as. I was just horrible, and I felt like crying and everything. But I came into my bedroom last night and I sat and did some writing and got down all of these crazy thoughts that I was having and told myself again and again, but on paper now, that this is all ridiculous and none of this is true. This is your brain playing tricks on you. And it did make me feel better. And this morning I've got up and I'm feeling loads better. And I was able to tell my flatmate what was going through my head, and she told me I was being ridiculous. I was like, I know. Even trying to tell her what I was thinking made me want to cry again, but at least I was able to tell her just about, not in too much detail, but I was able to tell her a little bit. And I do feel a lot better now. And as I say, I think the whole thing was stupid hormones. I hate hormones. I really do. Stupid hormones. So hopefully, over the next few days, that will go away and I will just continue to feel better and we can get on with other things. But yeah, to this week's tip, for when you're feeling really grumpy and horrible, do some writing, get it out. Please do tell me below how you've been this week. Have you struggled with these kind of things? Do you find the same thing happens to you with hormones, that once a month you just get really grumpy and horrible? And what do you do when that happens? Do you write as well? Do you find it helpful? Do you do something else? Let me know how you're feeling. And I hope you all have a good week, and I hope I have a better week this week. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Bye.